Does internet porn know you're cheating on it?
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we do not have a webcam because my lights are completely blown out in my place, so you wouldn't be able to see much anyways. And I figured I'd do a quick react and post this because later on today I will be working on my first impressions for the new Batman game that just came out for MetaQuest 3 and 3S. And after that, we will be getting back into most likely Metaphor on live streaming and perhaps more reaction videos after that, or going back to one of my other games. Keep you posted. But yeah, let's get this started. This is by Side Scrollers. This is just a short 10-minute video. All right, let's see what he has to say today.
This should make everybody in the video game industry mad. Like literally everybody should look at this and be like, that ain't right. Hi, everybody. I'm Craig. Welcome to the Side Scrollers podcast channel. Glad you're here. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Join the 104, almost 105,000 normal men. Our goal right now, 110,000. Let's get to that goal. Let's go, baby. Let's get on that. Glad you guys are here. Okay, I want to go to this post from Grums today. Now, Grums is a great consolidator of information over on X, and this is absolutely fascinating to me. We talk about the state of video game journalism and the state of the video game industry as a whole. And I think this is such a great example of just how truly.
Is there really a state of it at all? Because as it stands right now, I mean, gaming journalism is completely dead. You go there for, I guess, first reveals, first covers, like basically just access media stuff. They can't find anywhere else because it's cut off from the normal people, including other YouTubers. So I think even more than corporate news, games journalism is just completely dead at this point. Almost completely dead. They have to write clickbait article after clickbait article just to get any traction these days. So
Truly messed up these things are. Let's start with the video game journalism side of things. And I want to be really clear. This has nothing to do with this being gaming mag, GAYMING. It has nothing to do with anybody's sexuality.
I thought that was a joke. There's actually a site called Gaming Mag. Wow. GAY Gamer Mag. Yeah, that's been a joke for the longest time. I didn't actually think a company would use that seriously.
Where you want to put your privates or who you like. I could care less about this. It is more about the principle of the matter. So let's get into this. It says gaming journalists are the ultimate grifters. Check out Gaming Mag's recent promotional email. This mirrors the offers I've seen from many smaller outlets as a game publisher, as the ones that caught the most eye. Now, what he's talking about, this is a promotional email that was sent out, which I have access to right here. And we're going to dig into this in just a little bit. But just for the high level bullet points here, he says you can get a paid social media boost on your social ad, which guarantees impressions of 600,000, which we're going to look at this objectively with stats and data and say there ain't a chance in hell this happens, right? Paid for articles be written about your game. Do they disclose these are sponsored? I couldn't find an article on their website which disclosed sponsorship. We'll get to that in just a second as well.
Pretty much all articles are paid in some way at this point because of access journalism, and that in itself is being paid. Whether it's accessing the game for free, getting a free game, go on trips, any type of exclusive access to the developers, and especially ads for your website, that's all paid. When a lot of these people come out and defend being essentially paid shills in the industry, they always use the excuse as like, give me an example or give me proof that I'm walking out of the bank basically with these two big money bags in my hand. And it's absolutely ridiculous because that's not how they get paid. That money doesn't actually exchange hands. And that's where the gray area lands itself in. So these people always have an excuse and they're always paid off. Just by the sheer concept that is access media. You can't give an unbiased opinion once you've started going down that road. You'll always be a little bit biased. And these people just, it looks like they're going to get into it, but they are definitely paid, just not cash in hand paid or cash exchanging hands. And they'll always come out and say that this is the reason that they're not paid off. Well, there's other factors, obviously, and we all know this.
The cost for about $7,000 to $8,000. It's ridiculous. You can get advertising, social media posts shilling your game. They once again couldn't find any sponsorship disclosure in the
And that's another thing too. These people are paid off, and it's ridiculous that they get paid off in such low amounts too. Like when you consider the cost of the ads or like a cost of a simple trip or just getting the game for free, the fact that they can pay off so many people and skew their opinions so much with just so little investment is crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's just, oh geez, if I'm going to be paid off, like, I don't know, give me something in the 5 to 6 figures, then we're talking maybe. But no, like, send me on a trip, buy me a meal, give me the game key. No, you're not paying me off. I'm not taking that. It's not worth it. I'd rather do an unbiased review or look at something, even if I have to wait a few days to get that out there or get that impression from other people. I don't care. It's worth the extra wait. I never pre-order games or anything.
feed, guaranteed impressions, and featuring of your game on podcasts and streams. You can also sponsor a virtual gaming convention for $150,000, or they're a gaming award show for $125,000. Now, look, you guys know that I have the Real Game Awards going on right now, and that is also why I'm really pissed.
And this is actually why I wanted to cover side scrollers, because I have watched their videos in the past. Just recently, I've got into them in the past like 6 months. They've blown up a lot too. And they've been big before, but yeah, they've especially been growing their numbers a lot lately. Anyways, their whole Real Game Awards, after what happened with IGN, for those who don't know, they had their own awards where they get user votes, and then those games get voted in. And you know how it works. Then it gets chosen for like Game of the Year or other awards. Well, IGN, being IGN, couldn't help themselves. And, well, Wukong was leading by a landslide. And in less than 24 hours, they basically buried the game. And there are a lot of videos out there. I think I might have covered one before, I believe. It might have been by Asmongold, the AAA gaming video. I believe that touched on it, but yeah, these game awards are nothing. Like, they can easily tweak the numbers. IGN has known to do stuff like that. They even tweak the dislikes in their videos, like for YouTube. They have no problems with that. So, Side Scrollers is really trying to get this new Game Awards off the ground, run by people who are not part of the access media and have no sway in it, and it's just going to be literally user voted. Like, you can go and vote. Your vote will count as as much as the next guy, and yeah, you can't get it better than that. It's not going to be biased. It's just going to be run by I believe the side scroller guy here. Sorry, I forget his name. I'm really bad with names. I have to hear it like 100 times before I get it. But yeah, he's just trying to get this off the ground. Just Game Awards that isn't corrupt. And we all know, of course, Jeff Keighley's Game Awards, even those are terribly run. You only really watch them for the ads, like for the game announcements and such. But yeah, go ahead and definitely support this guy if you do have a chance, because he's always looking for funding or other things to get this off the ground in order to have basically a fair Game Awards for once. Hasn't happened in a very long time, if ever. So, yeah, that's why I'm watching him today.
That is exactly why this stuff, like the Real Game Awards, has to happen. We don't have sponsors. We're not asking for $250,000 to run a 30-second, 60-second commercial during our award show. We're not asking for $125,000 for you to be a sponsor of our award show. We're asking for membership that you control, that you guys do. Sorry, this drives me crazy. This drives me crazy. And it is this tells you exactly why the Real Game Awards has to happen. There is no game award show that hasn't been tainted by some sort of corruption. And this, when you're taking in some sort of sponsorship, you are being corrupted in some way. You have bent the knee in some way, shape, or form to the corporate money. The Real Game Awards will not do that. Let's continue here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't form an unbiased opinion while you're accepting that kind of cash. Even if it's not straight up cash, it'll skew your opinion.
Just drives me crazy.
Even recently, because I am going to be covering the Arkham Shadow game in VR that just came out. That coverage has been extremely positive before it came out, and that definitely made me suspicious. Mostly it sounds like the game did come through and it's really great, but there definitely are some issues that were talked about before. So it always gets skewed a bit. And in terms of VR, there's not a lot of like access media coverage for that. There is, of course, like some more paid or sponsored YouTubers, but because VR's the smaller scale, it's handled generally a lot better than just normal flat screen gaming. So
and I'm sorry I'm fired up about this. So this is not unusual. As a game publisher, we were often solicited for paid for articles from the smaller gaming sites, often without sponsorship disclosure. There used to be a firewall between selling ads and journalists who write articles and give awards. But as you can see here, the firewall does not exist. You are literally paying for articles to be written, right? So here we go. This is what we got here. This opens up and it talks about how 1 in 5 in all video gamers in the US identify as LGBTQ. By the way, and this is at the top.
1 in 5, that is not right, even in the States. That is a crazy. It's 20% LGBT. No, each of those letters represent generally a percent, maybe 2, and some of them quite a bit less than that. Even if you add them all together, I doubt even in the highest places in the world it would be more than 5%. It's such a small minority.
You guys can't see it because I have my graphic up there. It says that's huge and is well above the accepted community average of 8%. Right? That's fine, whatever. They get into this and they lay out their stats. And they say, well, here's our offers right here. You can have the Pride 1 offer or the Pride 2 offer. Once again, I don't care where you put your dicks. I could care less who you love, but I care when it.
Yeah, no one cares. They only care when you preach about this stuff or you make it your whole identity. Like, I'm a 90s kid. I grew up in the 90s. No one talked about it or cared. And when it did come up, everybody was just appalled, shocked. Like, it was so rare, even for minority friends. Like, it was shocking all the time to see or hear, whether it was a friend or even someone you didn't know. And if you ever had friends who were minorities, like, sure that there was definitely issues that they faced and that they still face, but the way that they make this seem is that it happens all the time, like even in the 90s, and it just didn't. You would talk to these people and they'd be like, yeah, I deal with it once in a while, or okay, I haven't had that happen for a few years. It's just no one really thought about it in the 90s. It was very, very rare, especially where I lived in Canada here, and it's just even my friends from the States and the stuff they dealt with, like no one ever talked about race, gender, sexuality, none of that. No one really cared. I guess when you were really small, sometimes you could be teased for a couple things, but just kids being stupid. Yeah, I never understood that growing up, like how it became this big, huge issue because right now is probably the most racist and sexist time I've ever lived in. And it's constantly everywhere, and everybody likes to parade around, but no one ever cared what you did. No one cared really about you at all. Like everyone kept to themselves. Like there was very little prejudice. So these people nowadays are just, I think it's Asmongold that puts it best. It's just the crazies running the asylum. And yeah, we didn't care who you were. We made friends with everybody in the 90s. All the groups were racially and gender diverse. Like we just didn't care. But we didn't parade it around either. We just, everybody was themselves, and either you liked them for who they were, and that was that. Like it's so weird hearing about this now, about all these race and gender issues, when I spent the vast majority of my life never even thinking about it. When I wanted to be friends with someone, I was just friends with them. And it's so weird now to just see these issues pop up and be like, oh, okay, we're talking about race. That didn't even factor into my mind when I'm listening to this person or this group of people, because it's either something you just don't think about or it's not brought up in the first place, especially if you know these people as friends. It's crazy. It's just, it's not the same these days. People will say that we've progressed and there's less racism today than there ever has been, but that's not true. The least racism I ever encountered, the least sexism I ever encountered, the least amount of hate or vitriol I've seen people spew was way less in the 90s and the early 2000s. Right now, it's completely different. That's all you ever hear about. And not just on YouTube, not just on TV. It's everywhere, even in the workplace. It's absolutely crazy.
Crosses over to promotion of video games and not disclosing that information. Let's get into their rate card here, because they include a rate card, and you can see you can buy their advertisement on their website. Okay, that's fine. That's a really high rate, by the way, of $1,800 for 100,000 impressions. That is very, very high for a 300 by 250 ad on mobile. That is stupid high. But here's the thing: they will write a story about your game for $750. And you can't see over here behind it, it's $1,000. You also get a post about it, pushing to that. So they will promote your game for $750. And we're going to get to why this is so ridiculously overpriced. It's insane. It is, I mean, it's crazy. Now, if you continue on, you can see their whole PDF here, and they give you some basic stats about, LGBTQ plus.
I get these places like anything that needs to be hosted or big game awards needs some income. Like that's why, oh yeah, his name's Craig, right? Side scrollers guy, Craig, right? Anyways, this is why Craig um is demanding resources and funding for his game awards, because he does need something to start this off. You need people. You can't just have everyone and everything be volunteer work and it going smoothly. So they do need some funding. And these other places and other game awards, sure, they definitely need funding, but the amount that they ask for is absolutely crazy. And to be honest, when a game awards is big enough, these days, all you need is an audience. And I guess that's been true for a long time too. As long as you have an audience, like you don't need much more than that. You don't need to ask for all this extra money. But that's assuming that you're just, hosting this game or these game awards just for the sake of game awards rather than to make money, which I guess is not the case, because these people are clearly looking to make money. And a real game awards would just be for the sake of giving out rewards and not necessarily to make a whole bunch of people a whole bunch of money, because it's not, that's not really a thing that you think of for like making money or something that's a legitimate business. It's just, you're just handing out rewards. It's to give thanks to the community. It's being part of the community. It's just, it should be funded up to the point that it needs to be funded. And that's it. Pay the workers, pay for the setup fees, and that's that. Anything over that doesn't need to be. So the fact that they need to charge this much money is crazy, because you don't need that much money to host any of this.
And all this stuff. Okay, that's awesome, right? But they give you these stats over here, and I want to key on these stats over here. Average month social reach, 3,437,000. No, 0% chance that happens. 0% chance that happens. There's a 0% chance that 3.4 million people interact with their social media. And I'm going to show you exactly why here in just a second. Hang with me here. We go back to the sponsorship opportunities here. This is where you can be the presenting sponsor for $125,000. You can be a supporter for $20,000. We're asking $30 for an annual membership. I don't ever want to hear anybody ever tell me about the Real Game Awards being a grift. I mean this from the bottom of my.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's people already thinking at this point, like, Craig's thing is a whole grift. No, this is how things start. This is how you get something. I love this. And I pause it, and he just has the most evil looking face. It's kind of counterintuitive to my point. But anyways, oh, yeah, it's, this guy isn't grifting. Like I said, everyone kind of needs to start somewhere. They need a little bit of funding up to the point of not where people are making money off of it, but just enough to get things working and running. That's all you need. And these amounts at the gaming awards, like with a Y, this is more money than they'd ever need to fund for years and years and years on end. They do not need this type of money. So, no, Craig is not asking for that type of money. So I hope more people eventually sponsor him and we can get a real ground level, run by real gamers, run by real people and not access media. And I hope we can get that off the ground eventually.
Coccyx. Fuck off. It drives me crazy when you have an award show that throws out these type of figures. Hey, I'm all about capitalism. You go get your bag. But what you're doing here is you're exploiting your sexuality to drive prices up. That's where I have a problem with this. And that drives me crazy. There's 0% chance that the value of this is here. 0%. And how do I know this? Well, I went to their link tree and I went to go check it out. Remember that 3.4 million impressions on a social reach every single month? Well, let's look at their X and see what they have here. They have 17,000 followers, and let's check out their interaction on their post, their most recent post. Wow. 765, 703.
And they're demanding that amount of money for that amount of basically coverage and reach. That's absolutely crazy.
841, right? There's a 0% chance. And that's just on X. Let's go to Instagram and check it out. They have 6,000 followers over there, 19 hearts, 19 likes.
Jesus. And they're asking like 5 figures, 6 figures. Are you kidding me? Like, I know I just said before that I would definitely accept sponsorships and selling out for maybe 5 or 6 figures, but these people haven't been offered it. They're asking for it in the first place from other people straight out of the gate just to get extra eyes on their games and their products. And it's just, they do not have that kind of reach. And even if you did, these are ridiculous numbers.
There's no traction, 0 traction on their social media. Let's go to their TikTok. Hey, 1,000 plays, less than 1,000 plays. This one got 50,000. That's good, but that's sure as hell doesn't equal 3 points.
Yeah, 50,000. They had one good post out of everything Craig showed. One. The rest were, ugh. And even that one, that could be considered, 50K could be considered on the very low end. Very, very low end. It's like just acceptable.
0.4 million. Hey, but what about their Twitch? Their most recent podcast got 90 views.
Oh, 90 views. Oh, geez. Yeah, that hurts. Wow.
90. That was a year ago. But what about their YouTube channel? Well, you can go to YouTube and you can look it up. Their YouTube channel has 491 subscribers. And
491 subscribers. I just started, a week ago? And I'm not bragging on anything. Believe me, I'm not bragging. I'm just putting it into context. My videos aren't that great. I'm just starting off. Like I'm still definitely working on my lighting and my audio and everything involved. I have the basics covered, but now it's time to improve everything and to go stronger and stronger. And I just got my first subscribers, and that was absolutely amazing. I got my first engagements. I heard back from Podcasts Now, Real Life Wizard, Kung Fu Hot Dog, and they've been absolutely amazing. And I can't believe it because I'm just starting out. But to hear from those content creators and to, get my first subscribers in like a week that I've been doing this, that is absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. And I love everyone who's watching this and who's supported me so far. It's crazy, but think about that. I'm just using this as a base. In a week, I've gotten I'm at 5 subscribers. And this is me. This is a nobody. This is comparing someone who has this whole brand, website, and they're trying to run a game awards. So I got 5 subscribers in a week or two. These people do not even have 1,000, and they've been around a long time, apparently. And what is this? It says 2 years, 7 views. This, here, let me bring up my mouse here. These 2 years ago, 7 views. Like, I'm definitely not bragging, but I'm just saying from the perspective of a new content creator. I think my highest views on a video is like 5 to 7 already. And I've only been going a week or two. Yeah. And these guys just have this huge, massive brand behind them. They probably have a decent amount of money. And yeah, they're asking for this. Check me out in a month, guys. And I'm not saying I'll grow lots, but I just want you to know that in a month from now, if you check back, and that would be the equivalent of me coming out and saying to you guys, hey, I need $50,000 to $100,000 to host this new event I'm going to be doing. And I'm looking for all these publishers and sponsorships and yada, yada. And so just think about that. That's crazy. Like you have to be out of your mind to actually think that your brand is worth that much. Like, I am not going to be saying that to anybody in a month, let alone any amount of years, because I don't want to go down that road in the first place. But that's how small this community is. And I can't believe it. That's absolutely crazy. Man. Yeah. That would literally be the equivalent of me asking you guys for this amount of support in like a month. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. This is crazy.
It has 64 views on their content. 26 views.
Oh,
right here.
jeez.
9 views. 11. 3 views on their podcast. What a scam. Let's say you just
absolute scam. Yeah. 3 views. Look at this. My highest video is already over 3 views, and I suck. I have so many issues. There's so much I need to do and improve upon. But damn, 3 views. And these guys have been going for years. They have a lot of funding and probably a lot more experience in this and a website and everything. Wow. 3 months ago, 3 views. That is crazy.
search gaming awards. And I was like, this sounds really familiar.
This is the definition of a grift or a scam. It's not a good one, mind you. It's not a good grift. It's not a good scam. But what these people doing is essentially a scam or a grift. So those calling out, those calling out Craig for running a grift, no, this is what a scam and a grift look like. This is what happens when you're trying to run one. Yes, a badly run one, but this is what it looks like. Like, these people are crazy to think that they should ever be asking for money. They do not have the reach. Yeah, it would be like the equivalent of me asking you guys for 5 to 6 figures when I have no subscribers really at all. Like, no one comments on my videos yet, and we're talking about single digit views for my videos, and it's just, yeah.
Well, it was streamed, and the first thing you find when you search is our video about this. It was a total
Of
scam.
course.
It's such a total joke. It was a clip from our show, which, once again, please subscribe if you're new. Once again, I could care less what you do in your bedroom. I could care less. What I care about is the absolute grift that is going along here. And if they can make
It's
their
so
money,
shameless.
go get them, right? If you're gonna charge $125,000, go get it, right? Especially when you're doing literally dozens of views on your award show. It's insane to me that the video game industry is this way. And I had an event on social media about this. I said the gaming awards want, and as you can see, $125,000. You see the ridiculous price there. It says, I mean, this is all about just fuck that. All right. I said, we're asking $30 for voting memberships. By the way, we're approaching 500 members right now. I would love just to be like, we are the most voting members. I don't know what it is, 1,000, 5,000, but I would love to boost those numbers up. 500 is amazing. And we're going to put on a fucking amazing award show coming up in January, right? Can't wait for that. But if you'd like to become a member, I would like for you to use promo code.
Oh, okay. So the plan is, I didn't know this. The plan is to have an awards show actually pretty soon. Okay. And I'm guessing this is going to be a yearly thing, I think he said before. But yeah, definitely go check out his Game Awards membership and such. Just, it's, even if it's pretty small the first year or the first couple years, and it takes a while to get going, you know it's going to be more legitimate and better run than any of these other so-called gamer awards.
Code gaming, that is gaming with a Y, to get $5 off your membership. Okay, $25 for your first year of membership over at the Real Game Awards. We're in the process of nominating
Awesome promo code
right now, different categories. Head on over there, go to the top, click memberships, become a member. Use promo code gaming with a Y. This stuff drives me crazy, and the fact this has to be called out. But I guess my bigger thing is who's more at blame here for this? Is it the gaming awards, right? Or is it the people who are just handing out money to make this happen? That's the most fascinating thing to me. It drives me crazy. This is a giant blender of all the insanity happening in the space right now. Overpriced, ridiculous, bought and sold for award shows, overpriced, bought and sold articles about different video games that aren't disclosed. That's the problem right there. And that fires me up. Drives me crazy. Go become a member of the Real Game Awards. That is a fucking order. I cannot wait to put on an amazing award show and just shove this shit in everybody's face. Like I said, I'm fired up. Sorry. Do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Go watch another video here. I'm sure I'm going to talk about this tomorrow on the podcast at 11 a.m. Central Time. Come join us tomorrow, and I'm probably going to flip my lid again. Promo code gaming, $5 off. Fuck!
All right. Well, that was Craig from Side Scrollers. Definitely go check him out. Make sure you subscribe, which I will do right now, and like his video if you get the chance. I will be back later. Like I said, I will be doing a Batman Arkham, either game impression or just gameplay, or, both. I might just do both impressions of the game and posting pretty much all my gameplay, at least as much as I can. I think I've got it figured out where I can release good quality video and at least decent enough audio for the VR impressions itself. So yeah, make sure you check out Side Scrollers, subscribe, give them a link, And I will be back with some, hopefully, Batman Arkham VR videos. All right. Thanks for joining, guys. See ya.